Kevin Durant's story is one of the most complicated in the history of basketball. On paper, he has everything. Multiple NBA championships, MVPs, Finals MVPs, scoring titles, and Olympic gold medals. But despite his decorated resume, his legacy remains one of the most polarizing and fragile in the modern NBA. As we enter what could very well be the final chapter of his storied career, there's a feeling of unease, because this last act might not end with a fairy tale. It could end in chaos, frustration, and questions that will follow him long after he retires. And that's what makes it so terrifying. From the very beginning, Kevin Durant was destined for greatness. Drafted second overall in 2007, he quickly became one of the league's most unstoppable offensive forces. He made his name in Oklahoma City, forming one of the most exciting young cores in basketball history, alongside Russell Westbrook and James Harden. They reached the NBA Finals in 2012, and although they lost to LeBron's Miami Heat, everyone believed they'd be back, stronger, smarter, and more prepared. But that return never came. Harden was traded, the chemistry wavered, and the weight of expectations crushed the Thunder before they could ever reach the mountaintop again. Then came 2016, the moment everything changed. After blowing a 3-1 lead to the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals, Durant made the most shocking decision of his career. He joined the Warriors, the very team that had just knocked him out. The NBA world exploded. Critics called him weak, soft, a ring chaser. No one questioned his talent, but many questioned his heart. Even as he dominated in Golden State, winning 2 championships and 2 Finals MVPs, the narrative never quite left him. You joined the team that didn't need you, they said. You took the easy way out. And for the first time, Durant's achievements were no longer enough to silence the doubters. In 2019, he left the Warriors to try something different, a new beginning. He joined Kyrie Irving in Brooklyn, and soon James Harden followed. On paper, it was a dream team. 3 of the greatest offensive talents of all time, all in their primes, playing in New York. But the dream quickly unraveled. Injuries plagued the team. Off-court drama stole headlines. Harden grew frustrated. Kyrie refused to get vaccinated. The team lacked leadership, chemistry, and continuity. And despite their overwhelming potential, the trio never made it past the second round. Eventually, Harden forced a trade, Kyrie was suspended, and Durant once again found himself trying to hold everything together while the world around him collapsed. Tired of the dysfunction, Durant requested a trade in 2022, then rescinded it. Then he requested it again in 2023, and this time he got his wish. He was sent to the Phoenix Suns, a team that had just made the NBA Finals 2 years earlier and was ready to contend. Pairing with Devin Booker and later Bradley Beal, the Suns were supposed to be Durant's final shot at redemption. But even this move came with criticism. Some said he was joining yet another stacked team. Others said he couldn't win as the guy, that he needed to be part of a super team to have any real shot. And now, even in Phoenix, the cracks are beginning to show. The Suns flamed out in the playoffs, again. Durant played well, but he didn't elevate his team the way superstars are expected to. His scoring dipped in crucial moments, his leadership was questioned, and suddenly, people began to ask the uncomfortable question: what if Durant's final chapter ends just like so many of his other chapters, with disappointment? Physically, he's still one of the best players in the league. Even at 35, he's averaging elite numbers, playing efficient basketball and shooting the lights out. But his injuries are piling up. He hasn't played a full season in years, and every time he takes a hard fall, fans collectively hold their breath. He's in the twilight now, still dangerous, but no longer invincible. Time is catching up. The league is getting younger, faster, and more athletic. Players like Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, and Victor Wembanyama are rising, and Durant, once the face of the league's future, is now part of its fading past. What's even more haunting is that Durant seems deeply aware of all of this. He hears the criticism, he reads the tweets, he's incredibly online, replying to trolls, liking controversial posts, defending his legacy in the comment sections. It's clear he cares, maybe too much. And that need for validation, for legacy security, only adds more pressure to every game he plays. He's no longer just playing to win, he's playing to silence narratives. But narratives don't die easily in the NBA. This final chapter isn't terrifying because Durant is washed. He's not. He's still a top 10 player in the world. It's terrifying because of what's at stake. If he wins another title, especially as the true leader of the Suns, he could rewrite his legacy completely. He could silence the soft label. He could prove that he didn't just ride the coattails of Steph Curry and the Warriors. But if he fails, if Phoenix flames out again, if injuries keep him sidelined, or if the Suns fall apart like Brooklyn did, then the critics will be louder than ever. And he may retire with one of the most complicated and frustrating legacies in league history, a generational talent whose career was constantly defined by what could have been.
There's also the looming question, what comes after basketball?
Durant has dabbled in media, business, investing. He's smart, calculated, and already building an empire outside the court. But will he ever find peace with how his playing career is remembered? Or will the debates, the what-ifs, and the criticism follow him forever? For now, all eyes are on Phoenix. The window is closing, the pressure is mounting. Durant doesn't have 5 more years. He might not even have 2. It's now or never. Either he lifts that trophy again and walks into the sunset with his legacy reshaped, or he fades into retirement with more rings than validation, more stats than love, and more questions than answers. That's what makes Kevin Durant's final chapter so terrifying. Not because of what he's lost, but because of what's still left to lose.